Have you ever wondered? Why do some women at 55 still look as youthful and attractive as they did at 40, while others look like they've aged a decade? We often think that the secret lies in expensive Botox treatments, miraculous serums worth millions of dong, or beauty makeovers at beauty salons. But the truth is, not so. After accompanying thousands of women to overcome their age phobia, I discovered a very different secret. Nothing has a stronger impact on your youthful appearance after 50 than the hairstyle you choose. That's right. The right hairstyle not only changes the way you see yourself in the mirror, but also changes the way the world sees you. In less than an hour at the salon, you can make your face glow, soften the lines that have begun to surrender to time, create a feeling of freshness, full of vitality, as if you have just stepped out of the most brilliant years of youth. What's more interesting? The hairstyle that made you beautiful at the age of 30 or 40 may be the thing that is silently drown you at the age of 50 plus. Why? Because your hair changes. Your face changes. Your skin texture, hair density, thickness, shine, all are different. And if you are still loyal to the old hairstyle, you are most likely adding a few years to yourself without even knowing it. 1. Soft layered bob, when hair becomes magic. There are mornings when you look in the mirror and don't recognize yourself. Your eyes are still the same, but they seem more tired. Your facial features are a bit heavy. And your hair, the thing that once made you confident to walk into any room, is now just a dull, lifeless part. It's not your fault. It's time. But the miracle is, you don't need surgery or tens of millions to regain that radiance. You just need the right hairstyle. Scissors, the spectacular return of the soft layered bob. Soft layered bob, the name may not make you amazed, but this hairstyle has quietly created a revolution for women over 50 all over the world. Not fussy, not ostentatious, but has the ability to transform your appearance in less than 60 minutes. But this is not the old-fashioned bob, stiff like a helmet, making your face look square and lacking in softness. Soft layered bob is a combination of moderate length, chin to shoulder. Soft layers of hair are skillfully trimmed. And the flexibility that helps the hair move gently with each step. Lightbulb, why is this hairstyle so rejuvenating? 1. Overcoming the condition of thin hair, the enemy of middle-aged beauty. Did you know that postmenopausal women lose an average of 20 to 30% of their hair density? That means your hair is prone to falling flat, sticking to the scalp and making your face look more tired. But when cut into gentle layers, the hair has natural volume. No need to curl, no need to blow dry and style it, you can still create the feeling of thick, vibrant hair, as if you had just had a deep hair restoration. 2. Create a natural lifting effect. The layers of hair that are skillfully cut and trimmed around the face will help direct the gaze upwards, making the overall face look gently lifted. This is the effect that many people call a facelift with scissors, painless, without touching the knife, but surprisingly effective. 3. Suitable for all faces, just need to adjust in the right places. With a round face, leaving hair a little longer than the chin helps create a slim feeling. With a long face, shorter layers create width, making the face fuller. With a heart-shaped face, hair layers starting at the cheekbones help highlight the bone structure and soften the small chin. Woman, true story, I no longer hate my hair every morning. Barbara, a close friend of mine, used to love her shoulder-length hair. She once said, "Hair is my feminine weapon. But now, it makes me look tired and old." Barbara hadn't cut her hair in nearly 15 years. But after a visit to the salon, we decided to try a soft layered bob, no dye, no perm. Just a cut. The result? Her husband froze for a few seconds when he saw his wife coming out of the salon. "You look 10 years younger," he said, and he wasn't kidding. Barbara no longer has to tie her hair back like before. No longer has to wear a hat to cover her thinning hair. No longer does she hide from the camera at family parties. Because now, her hair has become a new highlight on her face. Lotion bottle, easy to style, less time-consuming, always neat. Middle-aged life doesn't always mean plenty of time to sit in front of the mirror for hours. And that's why a soft layered bob is ideal. Just gently blow-dry it with your hands or let it air-dry, and it's ready. For a party, just brush it lightly with a round brush and a blow-dryer, and add a little mousse, and you're all set. You can change it up by creating a light curl at the end or tucking one side behind your ear, creating a feminine highlight without the need for complicated techniques. Camera with flash, learn from powerful women. It's no coincidence that Helen Mirren, Jane Fonda, or Lisa Rinna all chose a soft bob when they turned 60. They could hire the best stylists in Hollywood, but what they chose was simplicity, sophistication, and long-term effectiveness. Because they understand one thing. Women don't need to cut their hair short to rejuvenate. They just need to cut it right. Brain things to keep in mind when choosing this hairstyle. Choose a stylist who understands middle-aged hair, as layering techniques are important. Cutting the wrong one will make your hair look messy. Don't ask for hot girl style layers, but say, I want soft layers, not cut in a stereotypical way, hugging the face, and creating volume at the roots. Bring along illustrations, especially of real people your age. Avoid pictures of 25-year-old models, as they are not realistic. 2. Pixie cut. Short hair doesn't mean old. There's a persistent stereotype that many women over 50 have carried with them for years: short hair will make me look old. Have you ever thought that? Maybe you've seen someone with a pixie that doesn't suit their face, or is cut too hard, too masculine, and you swear you'll never cut it that short. But today, I want you to allow yourself to think again. Because the modern pixie, the improved, soft, feminine version, is the secret weapon of women who want to create a real transformation. Not just the appearance, but also the temperament. Sparkle's short hair doesn't age, wrong hair does. What makes the pixie misunderstood is not the length, but the design and softness. If the pixie of old was a short, stiff hairstyle that made women look like they were wearing a military uniform, today's pixie is a statement of sophistication, elegance, and confidence. Imagine. Hair is cut short at the back and sides, but the length is kept at the bangs, creating light curls that fall over the forehead like a soft silk strip. Slanted cuts hugging the cheekbones highlight the jawline and bright eyes. The natural or silver hair color is retained, not because you're lazy to dye it, but because it's your own style. Pixie is no longer a hairstyle to tidy up your hair. It's a lifestyle. Woman getting haircut. Why does pixie help you look younger than long hair? Draw attention to the cheekbones and eyes. When hair is cut short around the face, especially with bangs to one side, the gaze of the person opposite will be drawn upwards, to the eyes, cheekbones, the most youthful and emotional features on your face. Cover up thin hair. Highlight strong hair. After the age of 50, hair often thins at the ends and falls out a lot at the top of the head. Cutting short helps remove the split ends, keeping only the strongest hair close to the scalp, creating a thicker, shinier feeling. Release energy. Change your mindset. You don't just cut your hair, you cut off the feeling of being constrained and heavy that old long hair brings. Women with pixie hair often have a freer, stronger, and more confident demeanor. Because they dare to choose minimalism, and it is that minimalism that makes them shine. Woman with headscarf. Diane's story. I thought short hair was the end. Diane, my neighbor, has had shoulder-length hair for 20 years. But her hair has gotten thinner, less voluminous, and more frizzy. I hate looking in the mirror, she confided. My long hair is like a scarf covering my face, giving me no personality. I asked Diane to come to the salon. At first she resisted. But after 3 cups of coffee, she nodded. Just don't make me look like a grandma. We chose a pixie cut with long side-swept bangs, which softened her square face. When her hair was done, Diane looked in the mirror and cried. I look like an upgraded version of myself. No more hair covering my face, no more trying to hide my wrinkled neck, just a free woman. 3 days later, she sent me her first selfie in years. No filter. No hat. Just a genuine smile. Triangular ruler. Which face shapes are best for you? Heart or diamond-shaped face? Pixie helps balance out a wide forehead and a small chin. Oval face. This is the ideal face shape for any pixie variation. Square face. Choose long side-swept bangs to soften the jawline. Round face? Don't worry. Keeping your bangs long and slightly hugging the sides of your cheeks will create a slimmer effect without the need for surgery. Lotion bottle. Easy to care for, but must be styled correctly. Pixies don't need to be styled elaborately, but the overall shape should be subtle. Trim every 4 to 6 weeks to maintain shape. Use a light wax or mousse to create texture. If you like a natural look, let them air dry after waxing. If you need to be more polished, use a blow dryer and a small round brush to gently curl your bangs. Pixie is suitable for people who wear glasses, work in the office, exercise a lot, or even those who do not like to spend time every morning. Crown. Women who have inspired pixie. Jamie Lee Curtis, the ideal model of a personality-filled silver pixie. Judi Dench, the royal face of British cinema with a hairstyle that never goes out of style. Emma Watson, despite being young, she once made waves with a super short but extremely feminine pixie. What do they have in common? No one tries to rejuvenate. They just choose to go in the right direction for their age. And that is what makes them stand out. Fire. Dare to cut, dare to renew yourself. There is no hairstyle that is right for everyone. But pixie is a great choice if you are tired of your long, thin hair. You want a new look quickly. You want people to notice your face and your presence, not your hairstyle that's trying to hide something. A pixie doesn't make you look like someone else. It makes you look like you, a new, softer, stronger, and more vibrant version of yourself. 3. Shoulder-length shag, a breakthrough hairstyle that makes your face shine. There are hairstyles that don't need to try to stand out, because they inherently carry a very unique artistic aura, free-spirited, individual, and attractive. Shag is one of them. But did you know that shag, a hairstyle once considered wild in the 70s, is making a quiet but strong comeback, especially for women aged 50 and over? This is no longer the rebellious hairstyle you used to see on rockers. The modern version of the shoulder-length shag is the perfect combination of natural, sophisticated, and youthful, suitable for modern life and the inevitable changes in hair over time. Lightbulb shag sounds dusty, but is liberating. Imagine shoulder-length hair, but not boring. Soft, alternating layers create continuous movement. The hair in front falls gently on the cheekbones, hugging the contours of the face, helping to soften every angle. And especially, this hairstyle does not require perfection. The more slightly messy, the more soulful. Shag is like a statement, I don't need to be perfect to stand out. Pushpin. Why is the shoulder-length shag hairstyle extremely suitable for women over 50? 1. Reactivate volume and texture for weakened hair. When entering middle age, hair not only becomes thinner but also loses its natural structure, hair becomes straighter, or vice versa, uncontrolled frizz. Shag uses cleverly cut layers to create the feeling of moving hair even if you don't style it. 2. Smartly conceal facial flaws. The hair cut in front of the forehead can help hide slight wrinkles on the forehead or around the eyes. The layers around the cheeks help soften the jawline, making the face look smaller. If you are shy about a slightly sagging neck or chin, the shag is a gentle but delicate curtain. 3. Be versatile, from parties to shopping, still radiant. No need to straighten your hair, no need to curl it complicatedly. Just spray sea salt or mousse, gently scrunch it with your hands, let it dry naturally. If you need to be neat, it only takes 5 minutes with a blow dryer or round brush. Glowing star Martha's story, my hair was dead, until I chose to shag. Martha, my sister-in-law, used to have naturally thick hair. But after 55, her hair began to thin, especially on top. She says, I always felt like someone was staring at the top of my head when I went out. I had to wear a hat almost all year round, even when I was sitting at home. We went to the salon together. I told the stylist, don't make it thicker, make it look thicker. We chose a shoulder-length shag with layers starting at the cheekbones. The result? Martha walked out with a radiant face. She no longer hid her head under the hat. Her hair wasn't thicker, but it looked noticeably thicker thanks to the layering effect. She says, I feel like a photographer with good lighting. Every angle looks good. Woman, what hair types and face shapes are best for? Straight, thin hair, shags add volume without losing length. Slightly curly or wavy hair, ideal, just blow dry naturally. Thick, stiff hair, layers make hair softer, lighter, and easier to control. Face types to try shag. Square or round face, layers hug the face to slim it, creating a V-line effect. Long face, shag creates width and overall balance. Oval face, almost all shag styles are suitable. Hammer and wrench simple care and styling tips. Use a light wave spray or sea salt spray on wet hair, squeeze lightly and let dry. You can use a light mousse if your hair is too thin. No need to brush too much, leaving your hair natural and a little messy is your personality. Trim every 2 months to keep the layered shape clear and not frizzy. Woman dancing. Who is promoting this hairstyle? Lisa Rinna, 60 years old. The Hollywood actress is famous for her stylish, sharp shag. Goldie Hawn has worn the shag for nearly 30 years, turning it into a personal brand. Sandra Bullock wears the shag as a subtle yet sexy change, even as she approaches 60. What do they have in common? Neither of them is trying to be younger. They've just found a version of themselves that makes them feel confident and authentic. 4. Chin-length blunt, as neat as a blazer, but can slim your face magically. In the world of timeless hairstyles, there is one option that always stands up to every trend, every age, the chin-length blunt hairstyle. If a well-tailored blazer can reshape your figure, then the chin-length blunt hairstyle has the same ability for the face. It creates lines, shapes, and slims the face with a visual effect in a magical way. No layers. No mess. No need to curl. Just a straight, sharp cut, falling right on the chin, and you have an elegant and charismatic look. Straight ruler simplicity, seemingly boring, turns out to be powerful. This hairstyle is not new. But it is because of the not trying that it becomes attractive. When you turn 50, you probably don't want to wake up every morning and stand in front of the mirror for 20 minutes to style, tease, spray hairspray. You want something simple, quick, but still shows class and sophistication. That's when the chin-length blunt becomes the ideal choice. A horizontal cut, just touching the chin, helps to create a neat contour for the face. No layers, no frizz, the hair falls straight, naturally, but gives a feeling of absolute neatness. Easy to combine with straight hair, slightly wavy hair, or naturally gray hair. Direct hit. Why is this hairstyle extremely effective in cheating facial contours? 1. The horizontal cut creates a clear chin line. When the hair falls right at the chin, it creates a virtual contour, helping the facial bone structure look slimmer and sharper. For those with a square jaw or a slightly droopy chin, this hairstyle is like a subtle contour. 2. No layers, no messy or thin hair feeling. Layers, if not cut carefully, can easily reveal thin hair. On the contrary, the blunt style retains the volume, creating the feeling of thick and strong hair. Especially for women with thin hair after 50, this creates an extremely important visual effect. 3. Focus attention on the face instead of the hairstyle. When the hair is simple, people will look at you, not at what your hair is trying to hide. That is why this style is always chosen by women with strong charisma. Woman white hair. Elaine story. I no longer apologize for my hair. Elaine, 72, is an intelligent, active woman, but is always haunted by the increasingly thin hair. She used to have shoulder-length hair and slightly curled it to cover up the thinning on top. I thought long hair would make me look younger. But the longer it got, the more tired I felt, the more I felt like I was trying to hide something. I suggested she try a blunt bob at chin level, no curling, no dyeing. Just a cut. When she walked out of the salon, Elaine burst out laughing. I can see my face better than ever. I look awake, straight, and nothing to hide. Interestingly, people didn't ask her what kind of haircut she got. They asked, "Did you just go to a rejuvenation spa?" In fact, she only changed one cut. Eyes. Who is it for? Square face, a straight cut helps soften the angles. Round face, chin-length hair creates a straight line that lengthens the face. Heart-shaped face, this cut balances a wide forehead and a small chin. However, if you have a short neck, keep your hair a few inches above your chin to avoid making the overall look compressed. Lotion bottle. Easy styling and maintenance. Blow dry gently downward with a round brush or paddle brush to keep your hair in place. Use a light leave-in cream to control flyaways without weighing down your head. Trim every 6 to 8 weeks to keep the cut sharp. You can vary it by tucking one ear, revealing your cheekbones, or wearing earrings to create a surprisingly elegant look. Woman tipping hand. Symbols of neatness and elegance. Glenn Close, with her white hair cut to the chin, she always appears as a modern, strong lady. Angela Bassett, despite her sharp face, the blunt cut makes her look soft but still full of inner strength. Cate Blanchett has worn this hairstyle many times on the red carpet while still maintaining a powerful look. What do they have in common? They don't let their hair rule their faces. They let their faces do the talking. 5. Long layers with curtain bangs. When long hair doesn't make you old, but makes you radiant like yourself. Long hair, a symbol of femininity, softness and grace, was once considered a privilege of the 20s. But why? Why are women after the age of 50 stereotyped as having short hair as the appropriate choice? Is it true that when we have long hair, we are seen as trying to hold on to our youth? Or worse, refusing to accept the laws of time? Let me make this clear, long hair doesn't make you old. But unsuitable long hair makes you tired. If you have always loved long hair, if you have ever regretted having to cut it short because of advice from someone who doesn't understand you, then today, open your heart again. Because there is a long hairstyle that is completely suitable for women of any age. And it is long layers combined with curtain bangs. Long hair is the right hair, hair that knows how to move, knows how to flatter the face. This hairstyle is not simply about having long hair. It is a clever shaping strategy. The soft long layer starts from the collarbone, creating movement and avoiding the situation of long hair falling down like a blanket. Curtain bangs, parted slightly from the middle of the forehead, hugging the cheekbones, creating a natural and elegant face frame. The result is a hairstyle that both maintains a feminine length, brings a feeling of lightness, neatness, and especially, has style. Lightbulb. Why is this hairstyle especially suitable for women over 50? 1. Curtain bangs create a rejuvenating effect in the center of the face. This is the area where signs of aging are most visible, the forehead, nasolabial folds, and the eye area. Curtain bangs gently cover the forehead, soften the lines, and direct the gaze to the eyes, where you still retain the most spirit. 2. Long layers help reduce hair weight. Hair is no longer heavy and flat. Long hair without layers often weighs down and makes the whole head look flat and flat. When cut into layers properly, hair pops, has movement and feels alive, just like when you were 30. 3. No need to compromise between femininity and neatness. You don't need to cut it short to look mature. You just need to adjust it to be long without being old, soft without being messy. Curtain bangs and long layers are the perfect duo for that. Cherry Blossom. Rebecca's story. I found myself with each long hair. Rebecca is a longtime client of mine. She is 58 years old, has shoulder-length hair, and has never had bangs. But in recent years, her hair has become heavy, thin at the ends, and her scalp is starting to show on top. I've cut it short before. People tell me I look slimmer, younger. But I don't see myself in the mirror anymore. I suggested she keep the length, but add layers that fall from her shoulders and soft curtain bangs parted in half. She hesitated at first, but when she stepped off the salon chair, her eyes said it all. I don't feel younger. I feel myself coming back. Her hair is still long. But for the first time in 10 years, it moves as she walks, instead of clinging to her shoulders like a veil. Woman curly hair who should try this look? People with long, oval, or heart-shaped faces, curtain bangs naturally shorten the length of the face. People with high foreheads or high cheekbones, curtain bangs soften and balance the upper face. People with thick or medium hair, long layers reduce volume and create volume. For very thin hair, limit too many layers, keep bangs longer and combine with volumizing products. Lotion bottle. How to keep hair in place and care properly. Use a light conditioner after shampooing to keep hair in place and shiny. Blow dry with a round brush from root to tip to increase volume for curtain bangs. You can lightly clip the bangs with a hot curling comb or straightener to create a natural wavy shape. Every 8 to 10 weeks, you should trim the layers to maintain movement and avoid frizzy ends. Backhand index pointing. Right product suggestions: light mousse, natural wave spray, smoothing serum. Woman dancing who is keeping long hair but still top of the top at the age of 50 plus? Meryl Streep, long, wavy silver hair, always makes her exude intelligence and authority. Susan Sarandon uses curtain bangs as a statement: I never lost my sexiness, I just stopped trying. Andie MacDowell keeps her natural, mid-length curls, proving that long hair is not the playground of youth. All of which demonstrate one thing: age is no reason to cut your hair short if you don't want to. Speech balloon. And now it's time to decide. If you've ever been convinced that short hair is age-appropriate, try asking yourself, do you want to look young or feel young? Do you want to follow the cold advice, or do you want to look in the mirror and see yourself, full, feminine, and unfettered? Curtain bangs and long layers aren't for everyone, but for those who have loved long hair, this is a smart and stylish way to keep that love. Ribbon. Conclusion for the journey of self-renewal. We have gone through 5 hairstyles together, 5 suggestions to change not only the appearance but also the life energy. Soft layered bob, lifting the face with gentle movements. Pixie cut with side bangs, freeing the face, freely expressing personality. Shoulder length shag, subtly dusty, the middle is not forced. Chin length blunt, clean as a blazer, honoring integrity and sharpness. Long layers with curtain bangs, retain the softness, femininity and freedom in yourself. You don't have to choose a certain style to disguise your age. Choose the hairstyle that makes you feel most true to yourself, because beauty comes not from hiding, but from having the courage to show. 6. Hair can be cut, but you shouldn't hide it. You've been with me through 5 chapters, 5 hairstyles, 5 suggestions for reinventing yourself. But if you only stop at changing the outside, you're probably missing the most important part: have you changed inside? Because a new haircut can make you look radiant in the mirror. But only if you truly believe you deserve it, can that radiance last long. Thought balloon. When a nod in the salon is the final straw after years of living up to other people's expectations. I've seen hundreds, no, thousands, of women come into the salon with the same look, hesitant. They're not afraid of scissors, they're afraid of what others think of them. If I keep my hair short, will they say I'm too masculine? If I keep my hair long, will they say I'm trying to look young? If I let my hair go gray, will anyone think I'm neglecting myself? What do you see? Most of us are not afraid of change, but of how others will look at that change. But then one day, a woman sits down in a chair, takes a breath, and says, I want to cut it for myself. Not for my husband, my children, or society. And from that moment on, no matter what hairstyle she chooses, she begins to become beautiful, from the inside. Sparkles. Your hairstyle doesn't define you, but it is your statement about yourself. A neat haircut doesn't prove you're organized. Long hair doesn't mean you're lazy to cut it. Gray hair doesn't mean you're neglecting yourself. And dyed hair doesn't mean you're fake. Your hair is how you talk to the world without saying anything. You can choose to be quiet, safe, and unobtrusive. But you can also choose a hairstyle that dares to show off your wide forehead, because that's the part you used to hate, but now you've learned to love. A bob, because you want to let go of something that has been weighing you down for years. A platinum blonde, auburn, because you want to try something new, no reason. Hair can grow back. But every time you dare to change, you are rewriting a chapter of your life story. Hairdressing is a ritual, not about fashion, but about choice. Perhaps you have. Cut your hair because of a broken heart. Straightened your hair because you were preparing for an interview. Dyed your hair for the first time when your daughter said, "Try this color, Mom, it suits you." All those times, hair was just a facade, but the decision was yours. It marked a stage. A maturity. A milestone. Think back to the last time you changed your hairstyle. Do you remember how it felt? When you step out, the wind blows against your neck or your newly cut bangs fly away, you feel new. Not everyone needs that. But if you hear a little voice inside you saying, "It's time," don't dismiss it. Red Heart true story, and it could be yours too. There was a client named Lynn, 64, widowed, living alone. The first time she came to the salon, she sat silently for 15 minutes. I asked her what kind of cut she wanted. She said, "I don't know. I've had this style for 20 years. My husband likes long hair." We started by brushing her hair. Bit by bit. As my hands moved through her thin, dry, quiet hair, I asked, "Do you want to try bangs? Just covering your forehead, it would look great." She looked up, looked at me and asked again, "If I do that, will I look like someone who's starting over?" I didn't answer. I just nodded and started cutting. When she saw herself in the mirror, Mrs. Lynn cried. Not because she regretted her hair, but because for the first time in a long time, she saw herself differently, and no longer afraid. Rainbow beauty doesn't start at the salon. It starts with the smallest courage. You don't have to have a dramatic transformation. Just today, you put your hair up and try a style you've never tried before. Make an appointment with a stylist instead of putting it off forever. Or simply stand in front of the mirror and smile at yourself, saying, "I'm still beautiful." True beauty doesn't come from youthfulness. It comes from the liveliness in your eyes, the confidence in your smile, and gratitude for the body that has accompanied you all these years. Glowing star. So, after all, which hairstyle will you choose? Maybe you'll go back to the bob. Maybe you cut a pixie once for fun. Maybe you keep your long silver hair as a statement. Whatever it is, I just hope. Choose for yourself. And if someone asks, "Why do you wear it like that?" Smile and say, "Because I feel like I deserve to love myself completely." You can change your hairstyle in just an hour. But feeling confident, radiant, and true to yourself, that's the result of a journey. That journey doesn't start at the salon. It starts when you dare to question what's considered right for women over 50. And it continues every day, every time you look in the mirror and choose to love the woman in it, not because she's younger, but because she's brave enough to be true. Tulip, now it's your turn. Backhand index pointing right. Which of the last 6 chapters have you loved the most? Backhand index pointing right. Which hairstyle have you never dared to try, but are now considering? Backhand index pointing right. What's stopping you from making a change, and what's motivating you to take action? Share in the comments. I read every share and walk with you. This is a community where women of all ages have the right to shine in their own way. Love letter. And if you find what I share touching you, please follow/subscribe so you don't miss out on the next stories, tips, and journeys. Beauty is never limited. It's just waiting for you to take the next step. See you in a more radiant version of yourself. Sparkling heart.